you're ready for multiple days of relaxing nighttime cleaning. I'm going to be unpacking and decluttering 2 rooms, so 2 room transformations, as well as finally doing some cleaning in the new home. So you're joining me for lots of cleaning motivation, decluttering motivation, and we are going to get this done together.
I'm just trying to get by. I don't know how you do it. Trying to keep you off my mind. I can't hold to it. You make it easy, but every time I fall back again.
Girls are going insane. They have so much energy, so we're gonna put some of that energy to good use and get this house cleaned up. Hey guys, welcome to Jamie's journey. I'm truly so glad that you are here, and I mean that. I'm glad that you are here. I hope this video is motivating, inspiring, relaxing, whatever you're looking for in today's video. I hope I deliver for you, and just know that I'm truly glad that you're here. You're spending your day or your evening with me. Today, I'm actually going to be doing some cleaning in the new house. If you guys are new here, we moved into this house almost a month ago. It was December 30th. And as you know, when you move into a new house, there's a lot of unpacking, and we have 3 children, a 7-year-old and then twin 3-year-olds. So just juggling day-to-day life. It has taken us forever to get unpacked. And so a lot of cleaning has been put on the back burner, but tonight you're going to finally see me do some cleaning. This was the first evening my husband was working late. It's a very busy time for him. He's a financial analyst and he's working on the budget for his company. So this early January is always busy for him. So he was finishing up some work and I was recruiting the girls to help me clean up. And I'll be honest with you, I know it's so important to make for sure they're helping me clean up, but sometimes it's just so much more exhausting to have them help me clean, because I feel like most of the time I'm just trying to get them to stay on task or, put something there or here or things like that. But usually they're pretty good and helpful. And I can just say, hey, go put this in the closet, go put this in the back hallway, things like that. So there's clearly so much more that I like at this house more than the old house. I mean, I loved our old house. If it wasn't for that backyard, who knows if we would have ended up moving. But I love this house in so many ways. But you're going to see me scrubbing the sink here in a minute. And the one thing in the old house, we had a stainless steel sink. And when I would clean it, I could see the sink getting clean. Because the stainless steel sink, you can see watermarks, you can see stuff stuck on the sink. And so when you scrub it, you can see it getting all clean and it just looks clean. You guys know what I'm talking about. So our sink here is a white composite sink, and I feel like I get zero satisfaction from cleaning it because stuff doesn't stick to it because the composite material is almost like a gritty material kind of. And you can't, food really doesn't get stuck on there. There's obviously no watermarks. So I'll scrub it out, but I just don't have the satisfaction of seeing it become transformed. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you do if you watched a lot of my videos from my old house. You probably got a lot of, it was probably very satisfying to see me clean that old stainless steel sink. And then here, I just feel like it's kind of boring. I definitely find myself cleaning my sink less because I don't feel satisfaction from it. Call me crazy, but just sharing that with you. So in the new house, I have a lot of different cleaning surfaces and different types of tiles and things like that. So I'm learning how to clean everything differently from the old house. In the old house, we had a glass cooktop stove, so this is kind of like a whole new ball game for me. So what I did was I just sprayed some Dawn Power Wash, and I was going to let it sit while I cleaned my stainless steel appliances. So what I'm doing is I'm cleaning all these different surfaces for the first time. I want to start out with like the most mild type of cleaners and see what works and then move up from there. So here I was just going for my Dawn Power Wash, letting it sit, and I was wiping down my stainless steel appliances. Now previously I've used, like in this house, Sprayway stainless steel cleaner. I love that in the old house, but the Sprayway stainless steel cleaner just didn't do the job as well on these appliances as it did in the old house. So I busted out my E-Cloth stainless steel pack. It is their specific cloths. They are not the same as regular microfiber cloths. They are specifically designed to clean, attract bacteria and all of that with just water. They're amazing cloths. And that's what I'm using here. It still did not give me the results that I wanted. So I'm going to do a little test here in a little bit and I will show you. And I found the winning combo for cleaning stainless steel appliances. It is, I went in with the Sprayway stainless steel cleaner and then I went over it and buffed it with a dry E-Cloth, the glass and polishing cloth. So they have a variety of cloths, but the one is a glass and polishing cloth. You can use it on mirrors, on glass. You just you can use it dry. And so what I did was I went in, I sprayed my regular microfiber cloth with Sprayway, wiped the stainless steel appliance, and then I went in with my dry glass and polishing cloth E-Cloth. I will have them all linked below. And that was the winning combo. So there you go.
Why am I not like her? A bit more softness. Why must the curtains come down? Why must the curtains come down? Softness now. In the end, I wish to be someone better. Help me with this comparison.
All right, here soon we're going to be chatting about life. I'm going to be talking to you guys about decorations, new plans for the house, high point, low point, all of that. But I am trying to figure out how to clean all of these new appliances. We had a glass cooktop stove in our old house, and so I'm trying to figure it out. I wanted to start out with a very mild cleaner, and so I did the Dawn Power Wash, and then I was just, scrubbing, and then I used my Sprayway stainless steel cleaner to wipe it down before I was done. And so I'm sure I'll be asked, do you like the stovetop or do you like the glass cooktop stove better? So I will admit the gas stove that I have now is kind of intimidating because there's a lot of pieces and parts. But what I notice is if you spill something or something, you know, boils over, it's not as big of a deal as it is with the glass cooktop stove. Like with the glass cooktop stove, anytime something was dripped on there or water boiled over, it was like, great, this is going to take forever to clean. Versus the gas cooktop stove, there's a lot more pieces and parts, but if something boils over or you drop some food in there, it's not that hard to clean up. So it's kind of easier to clean up. Okay, so here I'm making my DIY multi-surface cleaner. It is equal parts water and rubbing alcohol. So I usually do half the bottle with water, half the bottle with rubbing alcohol, and then just like a drop of Dawn dish soap. And I use this on countertops. I use it on like in the bathrooms on the countertops. In a pinch, you can use it on mirrors. It's not the best for mirrors, but I've done it sometimes like while the girls were taking a bath. I would just quickly wipe down the countertops with it and then the mirrors, and it's pretty great. So I don't use it on wood, but it's just a really, really great cleaner. Okay, this is my Tinco Power Hero 11 vacuum that comes apart, and then there's an upholstery attachment. So I get asked about that all of the time. I will have this vacuum linked below. Okay, let's talk high point and low point. So I actually have a lot of high points, and one of the high points is something that maybe could have been a low point that I turned into a high point. So we'll get into all of that. But I always like to start out with my low point first, so I'm not like I want to end on a positive. I will tell you that I don't have anything specific for a low point, and that is not to say that it was a very wonderful week and it was smooth sailing, because it was not. Just like with anyone, there's high points, there's low points, but unfortunately my low points this week involved other people in my life, and while I'm always happy to share some ups and downs going on with me, it is not my place, and I don't feel comfortable sharing when it involves other people in a way that could embarrass them, or maybe they wouldn't want me to share. So just know that there were definitely some low points this week with family members, but everyone's good, everyone's healthy. It's just, those normal ups and downs of children and spouses and all of that. So just know if you've had ups and downs this week, know that you are not alone. Okay, high point. So there's kind of three things here. Number one, one of the smallest things was I've been getting my sleep. Oh, so I was planning on decluttering this area. This is the landing into the basement, but I was too tired. So guess what? That's just going to sit there. Anyways, so I've been getting good sleep. I have trouble sleeping, and I would say trouble sleeping meaning I kind of have a hard time falling asleep, and then a lot of times when I wake up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I can't go back to sleep. And it's been an ongoing issue. I have literally tried anything and everything you can. There's no rhyme or reason. I do plan on getting my hormones checked when I see my doctor next month, because I do think there's some correlation with the time of the month when I have more issues sleeping. But I have been getting consistent sleep, like 7 hours or 8 hours every single night. And people always ask me, Jamie, where do you get your energy? If I can get 7 hours or more consistent sleep, I can go for 12 hours. Like, I cannot sit down and I can be so productive, but you don't give me my sleep and I fall apart. I'm like a toddler. I'm like a baby. If I don't get my sleep, I'm worth nothing. And I've just felt so good this past week, and it is a miracle that every single night I've been sleeping so well. And I feel better, I'm happy when I get my sleep. So that is one of the high points. Okay, so I will get to the other high points, but I want to talk about the Tinco iFloor. So I have the Ozotech H200, and then this is the Tinco iFloor 2. They're both wonderful wet or vacuum and mops. So they're two great options. So the Tinco is not as nice as the Ozotech, but the Tinco iFloor 2 is also not their top model, but the Ozotech has a few features that I think make it slightly superior to the Tinco, but it's also a lot more expensive, like significantly more expensive. So if you guys are in the market for one or the other, let me know and I can kind of run down what I would suggest. I love my Tinco, I do. I also love the Ozotech, and I kind of wish there was one. Now being in the new house, I will say that I wish there was a wet dry vacuum that you could use on area rugs, because we are going to have to get some area rugs for the back hallway, the front hallway, and we have so much mud being tracked in that it's just a pain with the rugs. And I know you can buy washable rugs, but I don't like them as much as I like non-washable rugs, if that makes sense. And it just can be a pain to constantly get the carpet cleaner out. I mean, we're talking like mud gets tracked in weekly, almost every couple of days. So I don't know, maybe you guys know, is there a wet dry vacuum? I know, I need another one, but if there is, then I can give you guys other options. That's kind of fun for me to have different options. If you come to me and you say, I want the top of the line vacuum, I want the best vacuum, budget isn't an option, I can be like, this one. If you say, hey, I want a good vacuum, but I'm on a pretty tight budget, so what do you suggest? And I think, that's what's great about having me being able to try different ones. That's how I feel about the Ozotech or the iFloor. I truly would recommend both of them, but they're different, very big, different price points, and I think it also depends on your layout and how much hardwood flooring you have and all of that. But if you guys know of a wet dry vacuum that can clean area rugs when you're cleaning your floors, that would just be so much easier. So it's crazy because it's like I feel good, like I start decluttering and unpacking and unboxing things, and I can see one room getting clean and decluttered, and it feels so good. But a lot of the stuff that's in various rooms, like, okay, it's like I'm unpacking, I'm like, okay, this needs to go to Avery's room, this needs to go to the twins' room, this needs to go downstairs, and I end up just putting it all out here, and then I feel good that the room is completely bare and it looks good, but then I step out and I'm like, so it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like you start cleaning up a mess, then you make more messes. It always gets worse before it gets better. And that's what I keep reminding myself, because I'm like exhausted when I'm in the process, and then I walk out and this is what I see. But I know it'll take some time. That's what I just have to tell myself. I have to give myself little reminders. It's going to take some time, Jamie. So these are all the boxes that I took care of, and Mike will cut them down. I think I said in another video, we have my aunt and then our best friends, they're moving in a couple of months, so we'll break these down and then they can reuse them, so it kind of makes it easier. They get boxes pretty easily and we can just hand them off to them and not have to take them to the recycling. But we're getting there. We are getting there. And I'm even finding stuff as I'm unpacking, stuff to donate. I have some bags over there of stuff that, like, toys, books, even that the girls have outgrown, and other stuff, like stuffed animals and stuff that we'll be donating. So I'm getting rid of more stuff as we unpack. And I thought I did a pretty good job with that when I was packing. So I don't know, there's something about it. It feels good. So here Mike and I were just decluttering and putting things away from the dining room. To be honest with you guys, I've been filming all of the unpacking, and then when I get a chance to edit and throw it in a video, that's what I'm doing. So this was done like probably a couple of weeks ago. I certainly did not do this all this week. No way at all. But the other high point was we had a snow day this week. That was the first time ever that Avery has gotten a snow day. So it was kind of chaotic because Mike was supposed to be in the office that day, but then he obviously stayed at home because of the snow. So he was in meetings all day trying to keep the kids entertained. But we had a lot of fun, and Mike took them out in the snow when he was done working. So they got to go out in the snow, and that was a lot of fun for us. So I know this was one of the rooms that I like really wanted decluttered and everything put away super quickly. And Mike was like, why did you want it decluttered so quickly? Because we're not putting anything in here. And I know it's like a big open space, but I don't know if you guys know, but kitchen tables are pretty expensive. And whatever table we put in here obviously will not really be used, especially since like the holidays are over. We used to host Thanksgiving. But obviously we have like special dinners throughout the year, but nothing really is coming up. So in our old house, technically that front room should have been like where we had like the extension of our living room. That should have been a dining room, and we just never used it because it opened up to our living room. But obviously here, this is really the only thing it could be used for. I mean, obviously you could use it for other things, like if you really needed to, but it just makes the most sense. We already have an office, we already have a toy room and things like that. So I plan on keeping this pretty empty until I'm ready to find a dining room table and decorate this area, but that is very low on my to-do list. And it doesn't even bother me that it's empty, because you guys know me, I like clean lines, I like clean rooms, and I know it should bother me more than it does, but it really doesn't. I'm just glad that it's all empty, so when we are like living our life like normal, we don't have to see the mess, especially like in the kitchen. Cause like I would be over here in the kitchen and then I would just like glance and I could see all of the clutter, and that kind of drove me crazy. So it feels good to have this all empty.
Forgot how to fix myself. They they say that time is free, then why is it so precious? Oh, I'll save memories in my head, like Polaroids on walls. They remind you to look ahead. Time is running out. Time is running out.
So you saw me declutter our bedroom, and this was the first time that I had really cleaned it. I did vacuum, I think, one other time, but I was finally had everything clear. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that chair there. Right now, just with all of our decorations, I'm just letting everything sit. I need a breather. My mind needs a breather. I know everything is just kind of like, sometimes it looks like, oh, because I know I'll get comments from you guys like that wall looks bare, you need this or that there. And I'm taking a breather. I'm trying to see what works from the old house, and then we will move forward. This room, I love it, but it's just kind of oddly shaped. It's very long, and I'm not gonna, like, I like the chair being there, but I also don't want to just, I guess unless I sold it and was able to get a new chair for what I sold that chair for. I know it's too big for that space, but I also like it. So I'm going to wait until I finally fully decorate the room, and then I'll decide if I want to keep it or not. But I'm kind of someone who's more about practicality over looks, I guess. I mean, of course, looks do matter to me, but if I'm okay with it, I would probably just keep it. So I'm going to wait until I want to get new nightstands. I want to get a new comforter and all of that. So once I get all of that done, I'll make the official decision on that big armchair. It is kind of nice to use it to edit sometimes.
Time is running out. Time is running out. Time is running out.
A very clean but very bare looking bedroom. That's okay. I mean, there needs to be some things over here, but I honestly don't mind the simplicity of the room right now. It's kind of refreshing, especially when you're bringing in all of that natural light. Oh, look at this. I really wish you guys could still get this vacuum. It's a wonderful corded vacuum. I will have this recipe linked in the description. I talk more about it here when I'm done later this night. I'll give you my full thoughts on it. Honestly, I don't The reason why I found this recipe was Mike and I were making a dinner that I 100% know the girls won't like, and they've become very, very picky. And so I was trying to not only use up stuff that I had, you know, with those food prices, let's try to use up as much as we can in our pantry, and also get them some vegetables, some fiber, some protein, all of that. And that's why I think is a soup is great. It's a pretty basic and bland, well, it's not super bland, but bland enough for kids, that type of recipe. So I'll give you my thoughts on it, but I think it's a good option that's that kids will like, but I'll have it linked below. Hey guys, so I wanted to close the video and kind of talk to you guys about a few things. I just got the kids to bed. Mike's doing some work. But the recipe that we made, the kids did end up eating it, but I will tell you that, like, if you guys are looking for like a yummy taco soup, probably would not recommend that one. The recipe is called the plain chicken, or it's the website that I got it from is called the plain chicken, and which I think is perfect for my kids because they're very picky. If something is super flavorful, they don't like a lot of spice, and I was just looking for something that would like pack the punch with the vegetables and just like have a healthy meal, try to get them back on track. So if you guys just need something simple for your kids, or maybe you guys like your food pretty plain, you can give that a try. Now, it didn't taste plain, like there was taste to it. I'm just saying, like, in my opinion, not the best taco soup recipe out there, but the kids ate it, so I guess that was my goal, right? So I'm gonna actually make some cookies. Feeling like some cookies. The girls and I had made some homemade cookie dough on Sunday, and then I froze it, and then I'll just pop some out and make a couple cookies for tonight because I like them warm. So I'll freeze it and then just defrost a few for the cookies that I want. But I did want to address, so I got multiple comments on last week's video. People were really concerned about our windows. They're like, you need window treatments. People are probably looking in your windows and blah, blah, blah. I appreciate you guys caring about us. I truly do. What I will say is, yes, this is wide open, but there is nothing behind us at all, nothing here. There is a road, it's a country road right here, but there's not very many cars. And then out front, so we have one house that's like that way, like probably 3 or 4 houses down and over across the street. That's the only people who are currently living here now. There's no houses across the street. No houses out this way. I know that doesn't necessarily mean anything just because there's someone not living there. But I was trying to think, like, I guess the first thing is we do have window treatments coming, but they take 6 weeks to get in. We had quotes from 5 different places just because window treatments are very expensive, so you want to try to get the best deal, and they all said 6 weeks. So we have to wait 6 weeks. There's no way around it. Upstairs, we have like the blackout, like the fake blackout curtains from Amazon, like the paper ones. And I think I'm more concerned with upstairs because we're changing and bathrooms are up there. Honestly, down here, I'm not that concerned. We do have a home security system, number one. Mike is always home at night with the small exception he goes to the gym. Sometimes if he's not working late, he'll go to the gym just for an hour, but we have the home security system that we sorry, I looked at the candle, that we turn on. But here's the other thing I was kind of thinking. So I totally get why you guys would like look at all these windows and be like, that's scary. You need to cover it all. Maybe it doesn't worry me that much because if you guys remember in our old house, we were on, number one, we were on a cul-de-sac. I don't know if I ever said that. I probably didn't. But we were on a cul-de-sac. So we had people very close to us out front. And then you guys know, like one of the main reasons why we wanted to move was because we had people like on top of us in the backyard. And if you guys don't know, we had people probably, let's just say we could see when they were sitting in their house eating dinner. We could see their whole family sitting down and eating dinner. They had a pool in the backyard, an in-ground pool they put in 2 years ago. That's what like got the ball rolling with us wanting to move. They put an in-ground pool 2 years ago, and I am not lying to you. A lot of times in the summer, I'll go for a run. When I get back, I'll kind of like sit out in the back. We have an Adirondack chair that I'd sit in and kind of cool off. A lot of times they'd be in their pool, and they'd be in their pool talking, like just talking as a family, or they would have like friends or family over, and I swear to you, we could hear the exact conversation they were having. That is how close we were. And I think, like, you know, part of it was like our house was so close to their house that the voices were bouncing off their house and then coming back. We were just very, very close. So I always felt like, to be honest with you, in the old house, I felt like we're living in a fishbowl, because I knew that we could see our neighbors sitting down to dinner. So it's like, what could they see in our house? You know what I mean? So I always felt like in that house, we were in a fishbowl, but then here I'm like, no one's around us. I know that doesn't mean that someone's not peeking in, but I don't know. Like, I actually feel safer here. Oh, that probably seems a little bit odd that we have all of these windows open, and you would think that would be a concern, but I'm really not concerned. And we're not the only ones in the neighborhood. The neighborhood is actually, there's quite a few houses. It's just our street is the first, like, we're the first house on the street essentially, but like there's houses like right over there. They just can't see here. So I don't know, I just wanted to explain that, and I like appreciate you guys, you know, worrying about us. Like I said, we have shades already ordered for here, back here, blinds for the front of the house, and then I'm planning on using the curtains that we had in the girls' old room, you know, those pink like ruffle curtains. We saved those from the old house. We brought them. We do plan on hanging those, but we're gonna wait until we get the blinds in, and they have those faux paper blinds up there anyways. So I mean, I don't know, it's not a concern. So just something, like, I got a lot of comments about like, you guys need to get window treatments. They're coming, I promise. It's just 6 weeks. We have no choice. And I'm not gonna hang something up on these walls right now. I mean, if we had somebody right there, we probably would have to do something temporarily, but I don't know. Just something we're just gonna have to wait for. And I'm really not concerned. So I'm gonna let these defrost, make my cookies, sit down. I think Mike's gonna be done working here soon, and we're gonna watch the challenge. So that's our plan for tonight. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and being here. There will be more unpacking next week. You guys so much. You are the best. And I'm just so lucky to have this community. Like, truly. Thank you. Bye.